energy so low, we making that wheel.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Last game for Los Angeles, they ended up with a loss to the Nuggets in Denver. They haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down. The big fella Shaq, when he first came into the league, the first thing I saw was him grab the ball coast to coast in the All-American game. That's what players want to do and people want to see.
You know, that was a great example, Kenny, but towards the end of my career and most of my career, I was honestly more of a half-court player. I was pretty fast for my size, but my strength was my biggest edge. In the half-court, barbecue chicken alert. I had to put that work in, Ernie.
That about wraps it up for here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later.
That's the 5th barbecue chicken.
A night view of the East River set against the bright lights of New York City. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. Here in Brooklyn, we have an interconference matchup with the Nets looking to create some cheers for their home crowd. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games. And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
But they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
A lot of times.
Now here's Lopez. Good. Brook Lopez. And so just over a minute and a half played. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Lionel Hollins. They'll be up against one of the true giants of the league in Roy Hibbert. And he talked about how impressed he is with Hibbert's dedication to improving his game, saying he's gotten better year after year. And now is one of the guys you have to account for, really at both ends of the floor. Defensively, you've got to get low and try to root him out of the paint. And then on offense, we'll probably look to put him in pick and rolls to test his mobility. Seems like a smart strategy, guys. We'll see how they do.
And again, here's Hibbert. And finally they hit one.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility.
Down low. And Bryant gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better.
That one falls. His second basket of the game. Here's the dishes to Lopez. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer.
To Bogdanovich. And the dunk by Lopez.
And able to pad his stats.
It'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area.
That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent.
If he can 17 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Young. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
The Lakers making a switch here. Russell's checked in. No one near him. Here's Lopez, who dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
From the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit at the end.
Young's checked in for Lou Williams.
Prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow. Kobe with the brilliant assist that time.
Bryant, but he gets it back. And that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got the game. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist from Young. 6 points for Kobe. And Young, here we go. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Jarrett Jack. And then for Los Angeles, Randall's checked in for Hibbert. Pass comes in for Larry Nance. Best game. Inside, here's Robinson, and he jams it with authority. Now, here is Russell. And that one's good. Russell's got 6.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's
the places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot.
That's good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team...
1:31 left in the first quarter of the game. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old-school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball. And
here's Larkin, picked by Bargnani. Larkin dishes to Robinson. Here's Bargnani, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Brandon Bass.
You can say this just about every prospect, but I think with Russell, he'll need some time to adjust. He has the raw skill to play multiple spots on the floor, but each position has a nuance to it that he'll need some time to learn.
It has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Here's Larkin. And so the first quarter is in the books. Brooklyn ahead as they end the first quarter with a 13-4 run. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And that's it. Coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you he's still got a good sense of humor. I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing early with the hustle they've come out with.
We've got Johnson. Young out there with Brook Lopez. Bounds against Randall. Lopez with the bucket. Lopez has got the lead up to 5 now for the Nets.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And that is good.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference.
Boy, that was a nice job.
On up the court. And it's Young, that time on the assist from Williams. Young
coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything.
Former Coach of the Year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think Williams. Young with no one around. Buries the long-range jumper. Young. Kobe kicks to Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Here's Larkin. Johnson outside. Fires the 3. Gets that one to drop. That's his 3rd field goal on each side. Fires the 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's we go. The Lakers have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. And Williams with the basket on the assist from Kobe. Now it's a 4-point Lake. Fires the 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, and their shooting really
Here's Larkin, guarded by Kobe. Here's Johnson. Happy to see that one go in. He's shooting 4 for 10 with that basket.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Here's Williams. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. Here's Bogdanovich. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Wide open look. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got 3 assists tonight.
His height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Now, here is Russell. 8 points for him. And the shot is good.
Off the bench, shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Bargnani is checked in for Brooklyn. Thomas Robinson comes in for Jarrett. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Robinson, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run. Robinson. And Bogdanovich kicks to Bargnani. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Roy Hibbert picks one up. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg shooting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part of.
And Young kicks to Brown, to the paint, and finished off by Bass.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like.
Good drive by Russell. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
How about the one?
Russell kicks to Bass, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Punches it down with pop.
And rubs it in. Larkin kicks to Bogdanovich. But they'll get another chance. And the dunk by Robinson. And now Young running the floor all by himself. And Russell gets it to go. Out to the wing. Uncovered. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Now Russell. 15 points in the game. Hibbert with the screen. Outside, Russell. Got it off in time. No good on the buzzer beater. That'll do it for the first half. Lakers lead by 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I've got Joe, and you started out with a great first half and seemed to have that extra boost in your game tonight. Did you feel you needed to take on a bigger role?
I'm just trying to be more assertive, man, on both ends of the court. You know, I think everybody has to step up, so I'm just trying to do my part.
An assertive Joe is an effective Joe. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They're in a terrific position now thanks to their flawless execution in the second quarter. Some excellent work offensively now has them up 11 at the break. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, there's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, sometimes you get too comfortable playing at home. This team played tonight like it's no urgency. And now they dug themselves a hole, and the energy level to get out of it is going to be extraordinary. We'll see if they come out of the tunnel with some fire in the second half, because they're going to need it.
That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on the...
Then there's Larry Nance, and it's Hibbert in at the 5 spot. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut to just
playoff picture.
Now here's Bryant. Nails it with a hand in his face.
Get back.
And now Williams running the floor all by himself.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being out.
Standpoint, they need stops and points, not turnovers.
Counted in the Laker
the break, and sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out, and that's
on the break. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Boy, the fast break has really been good to him here, and they're clicking in transition.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 scores have come from fast break opportunities. They have made the most of their chances. And, you know, one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. I mean, you wonder if that has turned.
It's Hibbert with the drive, and that one's good. Hibbert's got his second basket of the night. Left side to end the run, and he sinks the layup. Young's got 6.
And they're solid.
And let's look at some numbers for Jack, how he did last season. Put up about 12 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Boy.
Now here is Jack. 6 points for him. That's good. 13 points for Joe Johnson. Comes Johnson all alone. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up.
A nice shot by Bogdanovic. 9 points in the game so far.
And that's 10 straight
off defensively.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 16. That's good. Young outside. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. And it's Lopez penetrating. Young uses the glass to finish the layup. Young's got 10.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
And the foul called. He'll shoot free throws. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack. Last season, Kobe with some thoughts on the development of U.S. players last season. Felt that the AAU system, Clark, was problematic.
And I would not disagree specifically in this regard. Too much focus on playing games and winning versus skill development.
And he makes the first.
And with Kobe, who's just so skilled, that critique holds water. Kobe felt that Europeans came into the league with more of a skill set because they learned how to play the game a little bit more collectively than the American players.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in.
Really lacking in confidence out there.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to fit.
But the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And Young, here we go. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road.
Every time they get scored on during this run.
Stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
The feed to Hibbert. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Hibbert's got 4 this quarter. Larkin kicks to Bargnani. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
Russell dishes to Young. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 3 assists tonight.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they both shot the ball since the break.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Lakers on top, opening up a huge gap. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Lakers shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. They've got Shane Larkin. Bargnani is out there with Reed. Then there's Sergei Karasov. And it's Ellington in at the 2 spot. So that's the Nets 5.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking.
Bargnani's gone 2 of 5 from the floor. Brown jams it in. It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Donald Sloan's checked in for Shane Larkin. The Lakers also with a sub. Williams is checked in, picked by Bargnani. Got a hand on it. They retain possession.
Los Angeles foul call.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Who had never played high school or college hoops.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for your Nets, Andrea Bargnani.
First one falls for him. And going back to international comparisons, Bargnani was keeping some pace with Nowitzki over his first 5 years, but that's when the injury bug laid into him, and that's not been the case.
You know, and Bargnani was really starting to...
It's a rebound. Kelly, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
The first one falls.
2 shots.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment.
Roles shift during the year, as you might expect for a team trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, they were also near the top in the league in bench minutes played. So what
quarter? It's actually been ugly to see.
That's good. 16 points for Williams. Bargnani kicks to Sloan. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them.
Comes Brown, leading the fast break. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Brown. Brown's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Easy.
And kicks to Bargnani. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
And he's shaking off that slow.
And he dishes to Reed. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Really good example.
Passes to Reed. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
Yeah, the NBA team still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. And I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams.
Pass to Young. Good, and Jack gets the assist.
Better.
He kicks it to Young. Wide open. Another one falls for Brooklyn. And Lopez outside. Here's Johnson. And it's good.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
6 on the shot clock. Good on the 13-footer. Kobe's got 18 points now. Now Clarkson outside Bryant. It's good from long range. Kobe's got 7 points here in this quarter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And you can just see he's a different player since and just way too early to tell how this year's group of rookies will turn out. But just from an early look, they seem to be a group.
One by Jack. And here we go. Fast break. Jack's got it. And Young with the stuff.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And that one's good. And that's now 29 points for Kobe Bryant.
almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to
Kaz for us.
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. Young was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Nance passes to Bryant. Bryant is doubled. 5 on the clock. Not enough on that.
Shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
Jack, offensive rebound. Oh, and the dunk by Young.
Nice job.
Let's put it in the basket.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man. Listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds, with a wingspan of a pterodactyl.
For Lou Williams. And it's Russell in for Clarkson. No one covering. Bargnani's got 9 points in the quarter. Hollis Jefferson passes to Larkin. That one rolling around and rims out. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
The thing that has to jump out at you is all of those points in the paint. He found every gap in the defense that he could, and he never stopped attacking the basket. If the D was expecting him to just hang out on the perimeter, they were wrong.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight, big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.